So last night, I'm sitting and going through my tweet things, and I saw a notice that someone sent me that said Joe Hicks expired, that Joe Hicks died on Sunday. And I'm thinking maybe it's a joke or something. I'm a little shocked, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a joke. And so I saw where it says, go to the L.A. Times. You can hit the L.A. Times, and you can see it there. So I went over to the L.A. Times, and lo and behold, it is true that Joe Hicks expired on Sunday. And Joe Hicks, for those who might not have known who he was a prominent black conservative. I remember when Joe Hicks was a liberal, and I debated him. I remember the last debate that I debated Joe when he was a liberal. A liberal was at one of the local universities here in L.A., and it was to a bunch of black college students. I believe it was West L.A. College or something like that. It was a junior university here. And the students were on me, and Joe was upset because they were not asking him any questions. He was like, you guys are letting this guy control you. Pay him no attention. And then after that, I didn't see Joe for a little while. And I saw him again, and he had switched all the way over to being a conservative. And so he and I started to do events together. We did a few events together, and we talked about that. It was like totally amazing to see the switch, which shows that you have patience with people. You let people go through what they got to go through. And, they just might wake up, folks. Some will and some won't. And Joe woke up and overcame blaming and being a liberal and being angry. And he stood up for what is right. I have just a little bit of information I'm going to read here from the LA Times article about Joe Hicks. I do want to tell you my heart is broken to know that Joe is dead. I saw him, I believe it was last month. I was on the Megyn Kelly show there on Fox News, the town hall, and Joe was there as well. In the green room, he and I talked for a while. We greeted each other and talked for a while. And I sensed that something was wrong with Joe, but I thought he was just frustrated at the Black Lives Matter folks that was there in the green room and the way that there was some black woman there, a loudmouth woman. You saw her on the show. She was carrying on. So I thought he just felt frustration at that. I had no idea that Joe had been ill, that he was sick at all. Joe Hicks, a Los Angeles-based community activist whose views as a black conservative was solicited often by the media, died Sunday at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, California. Complications after a routine hernia operation. And Joe was 75 years old. And Joe was like really, he was such a liberal. He was almost, I believe he was part of the communist movement for a minute there. He was so far left at one time. And to see Joe make that type of change was a blessing. It gives you hope or encouragement when you see that people change. You can change. But it takes the individual looking at him or herself in order to make that change. If no one can change you. Only God can do it by you realizing that you're wrong. I remember Joe wrote and talked about the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin situation. He really didn't like the way the blacks were accusing George of being racist and using Trayvon Martin for their own personal gain. Joe Hicks leaves behind an ex-wife, 4 daughters, and a son. All I can say is he will be really, really missed. Joe was the youngest of 3 children himself. He was born into impoverished South Los Angeles family. His mother stayed at home while his father picked up odd jobs at one point laboring on a farm. May Joe Hicks' soul rest in peace. He will be missed. He was at one time head of the Martin Luther King Jr.'s organization, Southern Leadership Conference, here in the L.A. area. He ran that for a while. He was active in the community. He was really, once Joe, as a liberal, he was active, very active. As a conservative, even more so. And may Joe's soul rest in peace. My heart is broken. It reminds me of another friend who died last week down in Alabama, Mike Dixon, young white guy. And Joe was a black man. Mike Dixon, another fighter, a man of God, standing up for what is right. He developed brain cancer and had some, just had the best doctors you can find on his side there, but he couldn't overcome it, did not overcome it. He died. When good people die, it's a great loss. It really is. It's a great, great loss. I shall miss Joe Hicks. It's sad. I just found this out last night. Pretty sad. And one other point about my friend Joe Hicks, is that, I'm having flashbacks of the times that we participated in discussions and events together, and some of the things he would share with me was absolutely amazing. I was always amazed when I would see Joe and we would be on the same team, how that change happened, because when I debated Joe as a liberal, while he was a liberal, I never imagined that one day Joe Hicks and I would be on the same team. And it was just a blessing. Again, I pray for his family, his children, and that his soul rests in peace. You never know. You see a person today, they're gone tomorrow. You just never know. That's why another reason God wants us to love our neighbors, love our enemies, and be kind to those who are cruel to you, because you just don't know. Plus, it's good for your soul. What you put out come back.